Okay, here we go. Haven't managed to do any casting for a couple of weeks because I've been super busy, but I am back. And this evening I've got Ollie versus DeDerpsta. That's Hugo in a first round match that was sent to me, honestly, about 2 weeks ago. But just haven't had a chance to do anything with the replays for a while. So DeDerpsta playing Terran in the top right and going for this weird double gas opener. Did I say top right? I meant top left. In the bottom right, we've got Ollie, who is opening up with a pylon, which to me seems significantly more sensible. So, yeah, I don't know what these players are going to crack out. Don't know what sort of practice they've had, what sort of form they're on. The Derpsta sending out this very early SCV out onto the map. That's going to presumably get into his opponent's base and have a look around, and that is always a good thing to do. Get across the map, have a little peek. You know, if your opponent's up to something sneaky, build in maybe a proxy or some other sort of filth. You need to know about it. The sooner you know about it, the better your chances of beating it. This guy, on the other hand, he's decided to just chill here. Not really sure why. Next to this nice shrubbery, but he is just middle of the map in it. Meanwhile, Ollie has got a gateway coming down. Am I right in saying that the DeDerpsta hasn't actually got a barracks yet? Yes, I am. Is just now building his first depot, in fact, and oh dear. Yeah, so sure is mining gas, but with only 7 workers mining minerals, not entirely sure what he's going to do with that gas, especially given that he doesn't have a barracks yet. You know, and without the barracks, okay, here it comes. A little bit lit, I'll be honest. That's quite lit for a barracks. Ollie, meanwhile, is sending his worker in to have a scout, or is he? Not sure what I just pressed then. Decides not to have a scout. Decides, oh, here we go, bit of filth. So pylon down on the other side of the map, that can come in handy. Interestingly, engineering bay for Ollie. Don't know about that. Meanwhile. Sorry, for Ollie, I meant DeDerpsta. Ollie, meanwhile, has got an expo coming down, so whatever we're going to see from him, it's not going to be too filthy. Oh, what is this, though? Pylon in his opponent's base. Now, if this goes unscouted, look, that is out of vision for DeDerpsta. This could be a world of savagery. You know, I don't think it's a cannon rush. He doesn't have a forge. But what he can do with this is once he has researched warp gate, although he doesn't have a side core, does he? No, so there isn't going to be any warp gate being researched anytime soon. What I was going to say is once he's got warp gate, he could just warp units in directly into his opponent's base and get up to no good with those units. But without warp gate research, he's not going to be able to do that. So the command center turning into a planetary fortress, it's not generally what you do in your main. You don't tend to turn your main base into a planetary. Much better off to turn it into an orbital command. As an orbital command, it can drop mules, it can do scans. You know, planetaries are useful for sometimes a third or a fourth base. They're useful later in the game. They're useful in some cases even to build just as a defense structure just at the front of your base, because they're tough as hell. You know, it's got 1,500 health. It's armored with 3 armor, and it shoots and it does splash damage and stuff. You know, so that cannon that it's tooled up with, damage 40. You know, that slices stuff pretty hard. So it's a really good thing in terms of protecting fun. What the hell is going on in this map? Sorry, I just got distracted by all of these pylons that are just strewn about the place. What is happening here? There's just pylons everywhere. What's going on? Anyway, yeah, he's just pinged some stuff. Yeah, I was saying, turning your command center into a planetary, that's great if it's vulnerable to attack. The command center in your own base, right in the middle of your main, you know, if you're relying on that being a planetary, your game's already over, really, aren't you? So don't run back in this direction. You're going to let him see the pylon. He has seen the pylon. So yeah, that was not a sensible move. You know, once the probe came in there and the Marine started shooting it, he needed to keep the probe moving. Although I say he's seen the pylon. It's there, man. It's there. It's on your mini map. Big red blob. It's right there. It's in your base. He's not killing it, which makes me think he's not noticed. There's a lesson to be learned there. As a rule playing StarCraft, you should just be constantly glancing at the mini map in the bottom left. You don't have to stare at it the whole time, but constantly glancing at it, looking out for things. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Ollie in some respects. He's got a lot of base. He's got the third up and running. What he's light on really is army. Here we are at the 5.5 minute mark. Neither player has an army worth speaking of. But Ollie does have the ability to build stuff. He is researching that work kit, and once that's finished, oh goodness me, just queuing up the upgrades. Once that work kit tech has finished, he will be able to warp some stuff in here and possibly get some stuff done. But DeDerpsta has got a bunch of Marines lurking in his own base. What he really desperately needs, though, is more structures. He's only got this one barracks with Marines queued up. If Marines is what he's going to build, well, then he needs 3-4 more barracks. Ideally, he also needs to be thinking about some other tech as well. Maybe a factory, maybe get down some siege tanks or something like that, and a starport, so that he can then build good things like medevacs. So there is the factory now under construction. Has just started that, so that's good to see. These SCVs don't know what's happening. Look at them. Not a clue. Not a clue what's happening, these guys. Yeah, so what he's managed to do there is he's blocked them in with his own wall. Now don't forget, if you're a Terran player, you can raise and lower these depots to let your units in and out. This matey, he's holding a barrel of gas, doesn't know what he's doing with it. This one, yeah, there they go. So the depot goes down at last, and these guys manage to escape. When you're transferring workers, you don't generally transfer a worker from gas, because you typically want to keep your 3 workers from gas. Anyway, don't really know why he was transferring workers at all. His men wasn't oversaturated. Possibly he should have transferred perhaps those idle workers instead. All that said, incomes are healthy for both players. A few idle workers standing about. Ollie, obviously, with this extra base already up and mining, does have the advantage, has got reasonable levels of saturation, missing out on that gas, but I'm not sure he needs it. Most of what he's building appears to be just gateway units, and they are going to have a little march across the map in a pretty unusual fashion. Has got these warp kits, so he can start to warp stuff in, but it looks like he's going to be able to just walk up the ramp and win, to be honest. I mean, there on the plus side for the Terran, it looks like there is a bunker here that will be reasonably defensive. This planetary, though, he's gone for another planetary, so actually this planetary will hold fast. It is hard to take down a planetary with just gateway units. Planetaries are so tough. If the SCVs are repairing it, it's difficult to see that these gateway units could do damage to it quickly enough to actually take it down. Let's just zoom out so we can see the ensuing battle. At last, Ollie does warp some stuff in there. Don't know why he's got it rallied over here. Really just needs to let it kill this Marine. Or just go to the mineral line. Don't just walk past it. I don't know what's happening. But these SCVs do need to repair the planetary, though, otherwise it is going to die. Oh my god. Right. Well, that changes everything. I think at this point the Protoss player just clicks for the win, to be honest. I mean, the bunker isn't being repaired either. The SCVs are standing idle next to it. The army supply has surely tanked for the Terran. Neither player is actually building any units. I tell a lie, there's a void ray. Brilliant. You've got these pylons on the other side of the map. Warp in your next round of units to reinforce this. Not that it matters. I don't think there's anything left for the Terran player. But did successfully kill that first planetary. I wouldn't like to say that this is enough to take down another planetary, but I'll probably be proved wrong here. To be honest, I've never seen a planetary just left to its own devices. Normally, you see a planetary being repaired. And this one just isn't being, it's just being left to die. So don't forget, if you are playing Terran, don't forget that is a thing that you can do. You just grab your workers and you right click on a building or whatever that's damaged and they will repair it. Alternatively, grab your workers and just right click on the repair thing to put them on autocast. Anyway, this game's over. Look at this horrific amount of money in the bank. Hang on, what? Yeah, both players with a pretty substantial bank. Which leads us to another top tip. Do spend the money that you get wherever possible. If you find that you're building up an enormous bank of money, then you're worrying too much about your economy and not enough about actually building an army. So, DeDerpsta is going to bugger about for a while here and refuse to quit. He's got some SCVs over here, some over here. He's going to build a new command center. None of that's going to matter. Sooner or later the Protoss is going to win this game. It's just a matter of time. So, yeah, that was some StarCraft. These workers, these sort of need transferred down here, get some gas on the go. Ollie in reasonable shape in terms of he's got quite a lot of production, he's got quite a lot of upgrades. Things that he might have wanted to tweak to do better is get that side core down sooner, get yourself up and running with WarpGate. Having the side core also gives you access to Stargate and things like that. Stargates are, Protoss Stargate play always has been a really solid choice. You can get the Stargate done pretty quickly. You can get oracles and things like that. Void rays, since the recent patch, are particularly spicy. You can get a speed upgrade from them, and they actually outpace most things on the map once they've got that speed upgrade. So you can do a lot of harass with those units. You can do a lot of hurt. You can get into your opponent's base and get some damage done, no matter how well they are walled in. DeDerpsta's point of view, build a barracks, dude. Just at the start of the game, build the barracks, build that supply depot pretty much straight away and straight into a barracks. Don't be just like waiting around. Anyway, that game's over. GG. Let's crack on with the next one.